It's a very interesting shoe. Some good stuff and some not so good stuff. I'm quite surprised to sort of, I thought it'd be perfect out of the box, but it's not, and I'll go into all that in a second. But all in all, it feels very different from the Altra Timp 4. It's not as plush, but it's more fun. That midsole is more responsive. It's not so meh. My first impression of the Timp 4, where it's also a little bit meh. The overall feel of the shoe, I would say it's kind of a safe shoe. Then it got better, but this shoe has a very exciting midsole. It's bouncy, it's fun, a bit more energy, and obviously the grip is 10 times better with that Vibram grip. It's a lot better, and I've been through some thick, gloopy mud, and I'm on a trail now, so this is my third run in them, so I'm glad I waited a bit of time, but I'm gonna go through everything bit by bit in 1 second. First things first, it does feel a little bit snugger, a little bit more tighter around that upper there when you first put it on. That said, it is opening up a little bit more, it is breaking up a little bit more, which is good. But in regards to the upper, I have had to stop quite a few times to relace, retie, just to get that fit right. I was a bit too tight, a bit too loose. So a bit weird because I haven't really had that before with a Timp, but a couple of niggles there, and there's one part of the upper which I'll show you back at home that's been digging into my heel. That said, I think it will loosen off, it will break up, and it'll get softer over time, but I think you've got to give it a couple of runs before you get that locked down spot on.
Okay, so unfortunately the footage that I took with this, the audio was absolutely terrible, so therefore I'm back now, just checked it out now, it doesn't work. So just to continue where I left off in regards to how the negatives, let's say, of the Timp 5, which there are just a few, but in regards to the negatives, as I said earlier, one was the concern that I have for the width, because I just do feel it pinching in slightly there, and actually already can see the longevity after 3 runs isn't great, because we have a bit of peeling here with the overlays, and that's not a good sign. That doesn't bode too well for the future. So there's that, and the lockdown. I just had a bit of an issue with this little bit of plastic digging into the top of my foot. I think I said heel. Apologies, it's more the top of my foot. So there we have it. So that really is the only negatives that I have. Apart from that, it feels really nice. In regards to the positives of the upper, so unlike the Timp 4, where I got a lot of debris on these sides there, sort of just bits of mud and stones and things. They've changed that now nicely. It's a bit more of a structured upper here, especially around that sort of the heel just here. So therefore, I'm not getting any issues with things coming into the shoe. Plus the tongue as well, it's more padded and softer and just more comfortable. So that's definitely improvement there. But I think the real improvement lies down here in the midsole. That 29mm of Ego Max midsole is super nice. Very, very, very reminiscent to the Hoka Speedgoat. It's fun, it's bouncy, lots of energy return, and it even works well on sort of harder packed sort of trails, on tarmac, on a bit of road that I've sort of just used it. But it feels a lot more just fun than this one here. So the Timp 4, I love it. It's a really good shoe, but I did find it just a little bit meh. The energy return, the bounce, the fun, the feel, it just wasn't really that exciting. Whereas the Timp 5, so far, although we're having a few issues up here with the width, which could be potentially hazardous, the real fun lies waist down in the midsole, and then especially with the grip. So that Vibram grip underneath feels absolutely awesome, really, really nice. Now, if only they could make maybe like a lone peak upper with this sort of midsole and that fantastic grip, then we're on to a bit of a winner. But apart from that, it's okay. And look, it is only first impressions. I've only had it for 3 runs. But the fact that, you know, the shoes have started to blow out slightly isn't the best sort of indication of longevity and good design. But there's also, that might be just indicative to my stupidly hobbit wide feet that I have. So maybe if you got normal, because these are a standard fit, they're not the original fit of the wider fit for, let's say, the Altra. And I think most people will be fine. But unless you have slightly wider feet, you might come into a issue or two in regards to the width, because the overlays just come in like I had with the Timp 2 and the Timp 3, but I didn't have that with the more accommodating Timp 4. Size-wise, one last thing, size-wise, I stuck with the 10.5 because I went with the 10.5 for the Timp 4, perfect. but I do go for a size 10 with the Mont Blanc and the Lone Peak. So you must take that into account when you look at the shoe for the size, because they do differ from the Mont Blanc and the Lone Peak. So personally, I go up half a size from the Mont Blanc and Lone Peak, just to reiterate that again. But there we have it. So nice and simple, short little video here on the Timp 5, and I will keep you guys updated, especially in regards to longevity and the fit and feel of the shoe. But all in all, a very exciting shoe, different from the Timp 4, fun, very similar to the Hoka Speedgoat, and I think, to be honest, if your foot is normal size, you'll actually really like this. So I think this probably will appeal to more people than the Timp 4 did. Right, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, please do click that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, then thank you. I'm sort of halfway through a little bit of a vlog video from last week. Not really much happened last week. Big cycle ride down to Somerset, so I don't know if I'm going to put it up, but I might do. It's a bit of entertainment. But all in all, things are tickety-boo. Right, I will leave it there. See you soon. Take care, bye.